Well, Merry Christmas, people. I got me, okay. I got me 2 tubs of ice cream. I've eaten one. I bought a 12 pack of this, only because mango is really nice. Obviously won't be drinking it all tonight. And I bought one 700 milliliter of stout beer. And I drank about 200 milliliters and I put it back in the fridge. This is my second can. So, I know it's not mead, but for those who give offerings to Odin, the best one is mead. When they used to they used to get mead, and they still do. It was called mead back then, back in the days. But you mix mead with some other vegetables, and you got beer. This is an RTD. This is a 7% RTD, 250ml. So again, the differences between the Abrahamic God, which is I believe is the same God, which is why I don't think the conflict in Palestine is going to end. And my emotion is like this not because I don't feel emotion. It's just that it's so much trauma. It's going to take a very long time to process. And you know what? It's going to take decades and decades for. Well, I'm presuming Palestinians will still be around, and I'm just glad that the money that I spend in New Zealand is because at this specific time, I'd say for their survival sake. But then yet again, then it's going to be 2 states side by side, and I've always said Israel belongs to the Jews. I've always said that, and I still stand by that. Anyway, about the previous recording. Odin. It's like, I say 95 because you never know what else is in there, but 95% of my heritage is Viking, Celtic, and Polynesian. Mainly Maori with a little bit of Tahitian. And yeah, I used to be worried. Am I drawn to Odin because it's a Stockholm syndrome? Because remember what the Vikings did to the Celts, but then yet again, I know for a matter of fact that that's not the case. So, Odin, names. He has nicknames, just like Jehovah has nicknames like Jehovah Rapha, Jehovah Jireh, many others. I forgot the exact German names, but in English, one is the masked one. Again, they don't view it as like dualistic, meaning all good and all bad, or like everything he does is good or everything. But at the end of the day, in my opinion, he represents preserving what is, because he leads the gods to try and defeat Ragnarok. He's defeated at Ragnarok. Here's the thing: is the world goes into another world cycle. So the valiant thing about that is he went out hard out. You know what I'm saying? And so that means that the next world cycle, whether he reincarnates, because he's got Vida. Vida is his son, and his son is in the next world cycle, and his son also gets revenge on the one who killed him. But it's all metaphorical. See, Thor. There's a myth of Thor where he's battling this old lady, and she said that he gave her a valiant fight, and that no one can beat her because, and then the old lady is metaphor for time. So Thor, being the god of strength and lightning, he put up a valiant fight because he was so strong and so youthful and so fit and strong and all this type of thing. And by the way, over in like Viking times, this figure, except for a bit more of a pot belly, would have been like the prime, most sexiest body. And the reason why was because 6 months of the year the land was frozen, so there was no produce together. And then there's spring, and then there's like summer. I mean summer, autumn, and that is a 3 month period where they were able to get all the produce. So the guys who had bellies were seen as wise, and I'm not saying it's the case now because we go to the grocery store and all this type of stuff, but they're seen as wise because, man, like, there's only 3 months of the year, there's 1/4 of the year where the produce is reap for prime for the grabbing, and these guys are unlike the high majority of us who are thin, athletic and thin. This guy's got a bit of weight on. He obviously knows what he's doing and how to get the produce, so he'll be a good provider. Now, with the whole gym and all this type of thing, see, I went to the gym tonight. Yeah, you guys get to know what I'm like when I've had I've had 200 mils of a stout beer, which was 6%, and this is my second can, my second 250ml can. So you guys can, obviously I'm a bit more animated if I have friends come along, but it's like, cheerful, you know what I mean? It's not mischievous. When we have laughs, we know what we can joke with each other about, But my friends obviously with their families, because I finished work, but then I have work again tonight at 5 o'clock, so this is my Christmas day. I went to the gym. I've done 145 push-ups, 70 reps on both ends, and, the 3 sets of 12 Superman raises, 2-minute plank, 4-kilometer run. So, yeah. But taking it easy, as I said, I got 2 types of ice cream. I ate one, the other's not been eaten. And, yes. So, Odin, the masked one. He's also known as the fierce one. He's also known as the poetic one. He's also known as the All-Father. He's also known as the Wanderer and the Wise One. So these are many of his nicknames, and there's others. And he used to travel the 9 realms on an 8-legged horse. And he was a old man with a long beard. And yeah, there's a lot of, he used to go around, he was also keeping an eye on everyone. Keeping an eye on everyone to make sure that they didn't break their promises. So in other words, he was making sure that he was seeing who was being naughty and who was being nice. Yeah, they only had ravens, Hugin and Moonin, and they had 2 wolves, and mythology, small metaphor, and they would report to him of the other 9 realms, like and he had Sleipnir's 8-legged horse, just like Santa Claus has 8 reindeer. Odin had a 8-legged horse, and it's also the god of poetry, the All-Father. The Vikings would say Father Odin. He was the father of Yule. Yule is the 12-day celebration they had when it was like, but it's a lot darker than Christmas because it was winter, and so it meant that from this day onwards it was going to be getting more and more warmer. So like the bad gods that caused winter and hard times and coolness were going to have their last big fight, before they went down swinging. And summer comes and Balder returns. Yeah. You guys have a great Christmas, and if you're in Europe, watch out for Krampus. Watch out for, those guys. Till